Aaron Judge has done it. He has gotten to 62 and his cards have been moving north for a while now. Everybody is all excited, especially baseball card collectors and investors. But you know what would be nice? If this was every year, and how could that happen? We're going to talk about that here. It's the MLB approving PEDs in baseball. Let's do it.
Know what you're thinking? We're all perfectly safe in this classroom, right?
Right.
Wrong. Just about everything you see in here is a potential hazard. Let me show you something.
Hello to all my sports card collectors, investors, all of my collectibles friends. We are back again, another day, another card video. This is going to be a quick one, a baseball card video to celebrate Aaron Judge and his amazing home run record. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button down below if you like what you hear. And also don't forget to connect with me on IG at SportsCardDad. And I'm also on the old Twitter spewing out tweets here and there. The Sports Card Dad. Also, big thanks to channel partner ComC. ComC.com is your home for buying, selling, and flipping all the hottest trading cards. Their consignment marketplace is home to over 29 million cards across all sports, genres, and eras. And with a ComC.com account, you can purchase cards from different sellers over time and ship them home together later or immediately reprice them for sale on the ComC marketplace. It's a good time. Check out ComC.com today. It's no secret that Aaron Judge of the New York Yankees, his cards have been flying up, and for good reason. The guy's had an absolutely incredible season. The MVP seems to be coming down to between either he or Ohtani, and I know you guys know, I'm not a huge baseball guy. Frankly, I think the sport is mostly boring. I do go to the local Durham Bulls games here in Durham, North Carolina. That is the AAA team for, I believe it's the Rays, and those are fun. I like watching those types of games in person. Watching baseball on TV, I just can't do it. There's just not enough pace, but I do like going to a live game here and there. Most fun I've had watching baseball goes back 25 years, and this is really when baseball was big in the mainstream. I know that some people are going to argue with me that baseball is a very popular sport, but really when the mainstream was excited about baseball was 25 years ago when Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, and Ken Griffey Jr. were battling it out for the home run title. Of course, nobody knew or nobody had called it out yet that they were on PEDs, not Griffey Jr., but the other two. But that was exciting. Every single day it was like, oh, Sosa's hit 2 home runs. McGwire hit a home run, and it was a back and forth. Griffey was up there. He was actually, he had like 58 or something that year, and that's overshadowed, by these huge numbers. Barry Bonds has put up huge numbers. Of course, he owns the all-time record with an asterisk by it. What does he have, 73? I saw all the memes today about the Barry Bonds card investors versus the Judge investors and the baseball people, the purists, and so forth. And I think this whole thing with PEDs has just gotten to kind of a silly point. I mean, 25, 30 years ago, they didn't have as much information about how this stuff affects your body, different quantities and this and that and whatever. Now it's pretty well known. It's out there. For the most part, it's pretty easy to tell. And so my thought, though, is maybe the MLB approves certain PEDs. I know they're going to fall back on player safety and the purity of the game, but here's reality. There's been players that have been using PEDs all through time, or not even just PEDs, but they're using some sort of, stuff in their glove, or they're using stuff to help them pitch or whatever, or they're stealing signs, banging on trash cans, whatever the hell it is. There's always going to be these things. So my thing is just allow it to happen. Maybe you put some sort of a limit so that guys aren't taking 5,000 milligrams or something to kind of save them from themselves. I don't know, of whatever. But my point is that these guys are all taking stuff anyway. A lot of guys have over time. Some of them we don't even know that they have. Maybe they got around the tests or whatever. It's that whole Lance Armstrong thing. I saw a take and it was a good one. It was like Lance Armstrong got busted for PEDs and cycling, but all those guys were doing it. There was tons of cyclists that were doing it, but the one that went down hard was Lance Armstrong because he had won 7 Tour de France's. Francis. And, he's the guy that, and of course he was on the news like, I'm not doing anything. And of course, he was, along with all the other guys. So here's the thing is, wouldn't it be nice to have an annual, baseball hunt where it's every year you're like, man, who's going to hit 80 home runs this year? Who's going to hit 100 home runs? And I know the baseball purists are going to say like, no, that messes up with the stats, the history and everything else. But the reality is these guys are doing it anyway. There are guys that are doing it that are getting away with it. And there's guys that are not doing it at all. And you've got kind of a mixed bag. So when you're looking at all these numbers and all these records, you really don't know what is what. You think you might know, but you don't really know throughout history. So my take is, hey, let's open the gates a little bit. I know player safety will be a thing. Educate the players on what it is. Hey, you need to get your heart tested. A lot of people think that guys are just taking like anabolic steroids. There's probably some form of testosterone booster with an estrogen inhibitor. It doesn't necessarily have to be like 5,000 milligrams where guys are like, 500 pounds and doing 1,000-pound deadlifts and whatever. I mean, it can be something that is fairly manageable, but allows guys to play longer. HGH, I don't think that they actually test for HGH in the NFL yet. They've gone back and forth with the Players Association. I'm pretty certain that they don't have a way to test for that yet, in part because they just have to get the science down, or the Players Association has pushed back enough. But the reality is there are loopholes, and guys are going to exploit these loopholes to elongate their career. Look, when you're getting paid millions of dollars or even hundreds of thousands of dollars if you're on the lower end, veteran minimum, you're trying to extend your career as long as you can. You're trying to get that, few $100,000, $500,000, $1 million, $20 million a year. Are you kidding me? Pro athletes are trying to extend their career as much as they possibly can. Obviously, they're trying to do it the all natural way first. But I'm open in baseball to giving some of these guys a pass. It's like they're already doing it anyway. These guys are already doing stuff. And so why not just open the gates, let them, put some sort of a maximum on it or something, do something to kind of regulate it in some capacity. But really what makes baseball fun to me, and I think for just the layman, the person who's just watching, the average fan, are huge home runs. Home runs is what people show up for. They don't show up, the average person doesn't show up to the game to watch that beautiful base hit, that single out to right. What a great shot out to right field. Nobody cares. They want to see that blast, and so that's the whole point. Home runs sell baseball tickets. Guys, gals, people want to see home runs. And so this is a way that they could possibly do it. It would be cool to have the home run chase every single year. It would be fun. I don't know, guys. And I know a lot of people are going to hate this take and they're going to think this is really stupid. And I totally understand that. Baseball purists, you're allowed to think whatever you want. This is not I'm not saying that I'm completely right. All I'm saying is I just see all this hoopla around Bonds' 73 and Judge's 62 and who's better and who's not. And it's like, to me, you're never going to know because you don't know who's taken what throughout history. There's some people that you might think, man, they never did anything. Well, what if they did and they got away with it? What if you think that maybe someone did something one time, got popped for it, got busted for it, and they've got a scarlet letter because they got busted one time and they've never used it again. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Guys, stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.